Welcome to the First Time Library. I'm Jordan, and today I'm going over my favorite book covers. Let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. I'm so happy to be here with you all. If you're new here, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to meet you. But yeah, like I said, I have 3 stacks of my favorite book covers. There's actually 26 here. I couldn't stick with just 10 or 20 or even 25, so I went with 26. Really only because I picked up one of these books just a few days ago, and I really wanted to show it. So yeah, let's jump into this. All right, so I have no particular order for any of these, but for the sake of just making it less confusing for myself, I thought I would start with this stack of mass market books I have here. And to preface, these are all genres, not just fantasy or sci-fi, but I have general fiction and thriller and mystery in here as well. So I'll start with this first one. This is The Forever War by Joe Haldeman. I have not read this book, but I saw this in a used bookstore, and this cover just really caught my eye. From the font, the colors, the art style. I just really liked it. And I'm also one of those people who tends to judge a book by its cover. Not solely, but I really do think that the covers kind of bring to life the story, and it's the first impression, really. So yeah, this is the first one, The Forever War by Joe Haldeman. Next is Dragon Bane by Barbara Hambly. This cover is just incredible. It's so cool. That awesome dragon on front. This one, I believe, is by Michael Whalen. Michael Whalen is the artist of this one. He's famously done the Stormlight Archive books by Brandon Sanderson. So yeah, Dragon's Bane. Next, I have Raymond E. Feist, Magician Apprentice. There's a couple different editions of this mass market. This is the one I have. It just really paints a story. I'm assuming the apprentice coming to see what the magician is doing. Really like this one. I'm not sure who the artist on this one is. I don't believe it says here in the front. Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, this one's really cool too. Next, and this is one of my favorite artists, and you'll see him pop up several times. This is John Harris artwork for the Ender's Game series by Orson Scott Card. He does lots of sci-fi, but I just love this art style. It is just, it's so crisp and clean. And then he has a lot of other abstract-y art styles too on books, and you'll see those. Next is Isaac Asimov and Robert Silverberg, Nightfall. This one's very simple, but you got that eclipse in the sky, mountains in the background, and the red and orange hue there in the horizon. This one's just simple and clean and really cool. Next, I have Weekend by Christopher Pike. This one is also really simple, clean. It's kind of that Art Deco style. I really love this font. I think that's really cool. A lot of his other books, they have his name in a really cool, bold font too. But this one's really cool. Next, one of my personal favorites is The Fog. This is Carolyn B. Cooney. I really like this. There's a couple of different iterations of The Fog, but this one has the main character looking out of the window into the intense fog over the ocean. I just really like this one, and the green font. It's just really cool. I'm not sure who the artist of this one is. Let's see if it says. Yeah, it doesn't say. Next, I have this copy of Dracula. As you all know, there's so many iterations of book covers for Dracula. I found this one at a half price, and it's just really cool. From the font to Dracula standing in front of the full moon. It's really cool. Next is Old Man's War. Again, this is artist John Harris. I think this is probably one of his more famous book covers. I just love this art style. Moving on, I have Game of Thrones. This is first mass market edition, and this one was done by, let's see, Stephen Yule. Stephen Yule is the cover artist for this one. I just really, really enjoy this. You've got Eddard in the front, Winterfell in the back. Really, really cool. All right, and the last of this stack, it is The Eye of the World. Yeah, probably one of the most recognizable fantasy book covers. This one is done by Daryl K. Sweet. Big name in the book cover art for fantasy. Yeah, there's not much else to say about this. It's just such an amazing cover. Again, that full moon in the background. For some reason, that really just speaks volumes to me. I don't know. I just really, really like it. So those are all the mass market book covers I have here. So let's move on to my hardcovers and trade paperbacks. All right, so moving on, I have another Daryl K. Sweet cover here. This is the Elf Stones of Shannara. This is book 2 in the Sword of Shannara series. And I think this is probably top 5 favorite covers for me of all time. I even took this design and made a bookmark that I use quite often. I just really, really love this. The coloring, the font up here on top of the scroll. I just really, really, really enjoy this. And of course, Daryl K. Sweet is, kind of the GOAT of the fantasy book covers. Next, it's a bit more different than traditional fantasy, but this is Legends and Lattes. Not sure who the cover artist is on this one, but this one's really cool. You got, Legends and Lattes at the front here, big lettering, and then you have a sword going into this cup of coffee. It's really simple, straight to the point. And yeah, I love the green. It just fits perfectly with this book. Next is, again, another John Harris. This is The Dark Beyond the Stars. Probably one of my second favorite John Harris illustrations in general, not even just on book covers, but this one, this one's just so cool. You have your spaceship just kind of below this planet here with all those colors in there. Really, really cool. Next is another one of my favorites. This is The Rune Lords by David Farland. And I believe this is also, let's see. I can't remember if this is Daryl K. Sweet or not. Yeah, it doesn't say here. I think it is, but it might not be. So if you know, let me know down in the comments if you know the artist for this one. But this one's cool. I love this cover. It wraps around the whole front to the back. Really, really cool design. Next is Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. This is my broken binding edition of Of Blood and Fire. And again, this is just incredible. I always gush about the broken binding editions. Specifically, this one is my favorite. You can see it also wraps around as well. Really, really, really cool. Next, I have the Dragon Bone Chair. This is Tad Williams' book. You see who it says artist is. Michael Whalen. So, talked about him before. He does the Stormlight Archive illustrations as well. This one is just really, really cool. I love how they embossed this picture, and there's this kind of papyrus paper around with all the lettering and whatnot. Really, really cool. All right, the last one in this stack is going to be The Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is just incredible artwork. Tolkien did a lot of his own artwork in the early days. And yeah, this one's sweet. It also wraps around as well. Really, really cool. yeah, so let's move on to the next stack. All right, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I do have some other books that aren't just fantasy and sci-fi. So these are mostly them. So let's start with Misery by Stephen King. This one, so cool. It has kind of that Art Deco-y style to it, but it's hard to see. You've got main character here, and then of course you see the shadow of Annie Wilkes and kind of imposing on him. And you have that window outside, it's snowy outside, and you really just get the whole vibe of the story in this one cover. I think it just speaks volumes, so this one's one of my favorites. We'll save this one for last. Next is The Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Episode 3. This one is really, really cool. You've got Darth Vader prominent in this, and then but below that you have Anakin and Obi-Wan during their final battle. Man, this one is just incredible. The colors are awesome too. You really get the vibe of how the movie felt just from this cover. On the back too, this is really cool. Got this illustration of Darth Vader. Yeah, love that cover. Next is one of my favorites. This is The Guide by Peter Heller. I just love painting style. And this one is just, it's gorgeous. You see the river, you see something going on in the background here, very mysterious. You don't really know what it is. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this one. I'm not sure who the artist on this one is. It might have just been, you know, they found a painting and wanted to use it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing who the artist is, but yeah, this one's really cool. Next is Butcher's Crossing. This one is very, very simple. You have the scenery in the background, mountains in the valley here, and then just right here is just the square. Tells you the book title, author, who did the introduction. Simple, clean, straight to the point. Really, really enjoy these. There's a whole series of other books that are in this style that are also really cool. I know another one is John Williams' book Stoner. Also really, really good cover. I don't have that one, but this one is definitely my favorite. All right, moving on, I have The Wager by David Grann. Another very painting-esque, picturesque book cover. You have The Wager here battling the storm in the sea. Just really, really cool. Let's see if it says who the artist is. Okay, the jacket painting is called Ships in Distress in a Storm by Peter Monami. Yeah, Peter Monami drew this, or painted this, and they used it for the book cover of The Wager. Next, this one is also one of my favorites because I love bison. I think they're super picturesque. This is Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. You have the bison or the buffalo right here in the back, very prominent. And then you have the title in red, just really punchy. And then, yeah, just not too much else on the cover. It's really just giving you the feel, the vibe of the book from the get-go. Yeah, I just love this. One of my goals is to take photos of bison in Yellowstone. So one of these days, I'll be able to get a picture just like this. All right, and another Tolkien book. This is The Fall of Numenor. I really, really, really like this. Alan Lee is probably one of my favorite artists. He's done so many different illustrations for Tolkien books. He did a lot of the illustrations for Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. And this one is just incredible. It also, whole wraparound, really, really cool. I love Alan Lee. Very, very talented artist. All right, and moving on, finishing up with the last one. This is Ancillary Justice, again, done by John Harris, favorite artist. This one I just picked up a few days ago. This one I've been looking for quite some time. I have not read this book, but I just saw John Harris and I just couldn't not have it. So I'll show you here. It is a full illustration cover and it is just super cool. So I'll show you here. Just awesome. Awesome painting. It also is reversible too. So this side is a little bit more glossy, and then this side is a little more matte. It might be hard to tell on the camera with the lighting and whatnot, but yeah, this is, I just love John Harris, his artwork so much. I wish I could just get this printed and put it on the wall because my walls would be covered with John Harris artwork. Yeah, so yeah, this is Ancillary Justice. John Harris, favorite artist. Yeah, love it. All right, guys, that wraps up my top 26 favorite book covers. As you can see, there are some artists that I really, really love. And as always, this will probably change here and there. New book comes out, find a new book that's been out for a long time that has just an incredible cover. But yeah, I really just love book covers. It speaks volumes. I am a judge a book by the cover first kind of guy. I don't always let that be the end all be all, but really a book cover is the first impression and I stand by that. So yeah, that's it. Let me know who your favorite book cover artist is, or if you have a favorite book cover in general. I'd love to know. Let me know down in the comments. So that's it for me, guys. Take care. God bless.